Alrighty, good morning everybody. Trying a different way to get myself started. So, yes, okay. I think I'm all there, ready to go. And just one more button to press. I will eventually get a little better at this, but for the moment, I will go with how I'm doing it. And there we go. Alrighty, good morning and thank you for joining me today. It is a public holiday in Australia, so I suspect there'll be a few people that are not going to join us, but that's okay. Let's come into our comfortable cross-leg position in our seat and take a moment just to settle in with your body and your breath, with your hands on your knees and your eyes closed down. And just notice how the channels of your nostrils flow and how you feel connected to the ground through the sit bones, maybe lengthening through the spine. For me, lately, I've been struggling with some hay fever. I'm not really sure of the source, but it has been causing me irritation in my sleep. And one of those things with when you have a poor sleep, it impacts your entire day. So I'm going to take this opportunity as a reset here to start again, to freshen up the channels of my body, to shift negative energy and cultivate a wonderful start to my day. So let's bring our hands to our heart space, draw our chin towards our chest, and if it serves you this morning to set an intention for your day or create a sankalpa, an intention perhaps even for your week, I'll give you a couple of breaths here in some quiet time for that to happen. And then we'll take a breath together. So inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. The stress and fatigue away, melted away. Let's prepare for an Om. Inhale together. Begin to rub your hands together and create friction across the palms that generates warmth. And with that warmth, cup it over your eyes and absorb the warmth and radiance of that fresh energy into your body. And then as you start to peel your hands away from your eyes, begin to blink open your eyes and arrive in your space. As you interlace your hands, extend the arms forward, palms forward, and round across the upper back. So create a lot of stretch between the shoulder blades. Really beneficial if you've been typing all day. So press forward with the palms. And then lift up and overhead. Extend and lengthen down the sides of your body. And perhaps bend to one side and then the other. Just giving yourself a nice little side bend. You could even do a little rotation there and rotation there. And then come through to your hands at heart center, Namaskar Mudra. And let's just warm up our wrists as well. So with your prayer, it's as though you're gesturing to somebody in front of you and saying welcome, right? So I'm welcoming you to your practice. So take your fingers forward and then separate the hands, separate the finger pads and draw your fingers back towards you and then forward and then back, right? So it's just a lovely little warm up through the wrists. It's a bit of a coordination, but it's a nice way to just get the wrist joints working, and especially valuable if you use a lot of typing, you use a lot of reading of tablets and rounding your shoulders. So gesture forward, good morning to one another, and then reverse it. Say good morning to yourself. Draw that fresh positive energy towards you. Around and around. Nice work. Let's start to warm up the spine now. Cactus your arms, widen the collarbones, widen the fingers. Inhale, breath. Retract the shoulder blades, open the throat, look up. And then with the elbows drawing in towards you, fist the hands, C shape in the spine, and exhale. So just an encouragement here to warm up the spine. Inhale, peel open, widen the collarbones, look up, open the throat, and then exhale, hug it all in, round the back body, chin to chest. Inhale the cow, and then exhale the cat. Inhale the cow spine, and then exhale the cat spine. One more like that. Inhale, open up, widen. And then exhale, draw it all in. And take your hands down onto your knees and continue that movement through the spine. So inhale, look up, open the throat, but use the hands on the knees to help leverage you and lengthen the spine. And then even when you do the chin to chest, find that same expression. So really nice just to warm up your spine, allowing you a bit of mobility throughout the day. If it's like me, it's early in the morning in Australian time, getting ready for a fresh Monday. It is a public holiday here in Australia today, so suspect a lot of people will still be in bed. One more breath like that to lengthen and lift through the spine, and then exhale, chin to chest. We'll do a few seated breathwork pranayama practices now. The first one is called Bhastrika 2, where we gather the shoulders up towards our ears on the inhale, and then it's this exhale with a snap of the belly button in and up as we drop the shoulders. It's all through the nose, okay? So this is encouragement to gather the tension, draw it all in, and then release it. So the expression of walking around with the weight on the world on your shoulders, well, we all do that. So this is an expression to lighten the load and give yourself some space. So Bhastrika 2, inhale through the nose, gather the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale. So continue like that. Keep going. Nice. Hold there. Keep the hands on your knees. Take a breath. Integrate and recognize how you've lightened the load across your shoulders and remove some of that pressure and burden that we often carry around with us. Now let's warm up Manipura chakra, the strength from inside, the fiery disc of energy that burns through our limiting beliefs with our breath of fire. So same thing again, it's the inhale through the nose, but that becomes passive. You don't even notice it after a while because it's all about the exhale being forceful and leaving the body with a snap of the belly button. So I'll demonstrate it here. So you go like that, okay? So inhale to prepare. Breath of fire, pranayama, continue. Last two there. Now just take a moment to integrate and recognize how from the transverse abdominis all the way around from the spine to the belly button and into the core muscles, you can feel the radiating heat of the energy of breath of fire. Now let's begin to move into some Kriya-based practices, some Kundalini. So take your hands behind the back of your head, elbows are wide. Now Kundalini is all about being comfortable in the uncomfortable, doing things that are unusual and different that help move you in the direction of prosperity and more. So as you twist to your right, you inhale through your nose. And then as you twist to your left with an O shape in your mouth, you exhale. So last few. Now twist in the opposite direction. So inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Going back through your center. So that is Ida and Pingala Kriya, where we're encouraging the two best known of the nadis to harmonize inside our body. So we can think of the masculine and the feminine, the sun and the moon. And these are these opposing dvandvas that we want to encourage to harmonize in our practice. Cactusing your arms, widening the collarbones, and elbows are at shoulder height. This time I'll introduce a mantra kriya. So as you twist to your right, you recite the mantra Shiva. So it's your masculine energy. And then as you twist to your left, you recite the mantra Shakti, and that's feminine. And so as we go from left to right, we think of finite and infinite potential and how these things can coalesce inside our body into the movement in the direction of prosperity. So let's continue now with the mantra. Your eyes are on the horizon and you shift back and forth. So Shiva, Shakti, 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 Shiva, Shakti 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 Shiva. Few more. Shiva, Shakti Shiva, Shakti Shiva, Shakti Shiva, Shakti Shiva. Come through your center and hold with your arms in that cactus variation. Integrate that experience, ground through the sit bones and lengthen through the spine. So again, we're thinking about how do we harmonize this energy? So uniting those forces within us to create the movement in the direction of potential, growth, and abundance. Extend the arms out so you find a 60-degree angle, lengthen through the fingers, and then we'll create our mitten mudra. So we bring all the fingers to touch and the thumbs as though we're about to slip on a mitten. Arms are long and lengthened. Now draw the elbows in towards you and create a little bit of force that allows the side bodies to be impacted by the elbows. So you draw them in. And this practice is activating the lymph underneath our armpits. It's a cleansing and activating breath kriya. And it is an extension of the right arm on the inhale out long at that 60-degree angle. You draw it back in and side body press into. And then exhale out the mouth with the left arm. And you draw the arm back in. So you roll your eyes up into the back to find your third eye awareness. So you're looking up at the third eye. Last few. Extend the arms out, lengthen. Hug the thumbs in, interlace the fingers, and find ego conqueror. So lengthen the arms, proud the chest, widen the collarbones, and hold here. So Kundalini energy is this Shakti spark of life that we can feel extending up and through the spine with the warmth and glow of positivity, right? So it's designed as this activator. The practices activate, awaken, and allow it to shift the negative, the stickiness, the gooiness, the things that keep us small. So ego conqueror here is this beautiful expression of expansion, of staying. When it gets difficult, when it gets hard, when it gets unusual, when it gets weird, all the things we want to avoid in our lives, ego conqueror asks us to remember that through grittiness, through difficulty, the polishing of the lens occurs, and in that example, the lens that we see ourselves with is polished so that we can observe the world with a truer and wiser clarity. So stay here for another moment. As gravity bears down on your arms, the difficulty is in staying. So let's stay for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Keep the arms as they are, and on an inhale breath, we draw in the elbows. So 3-part inhale to bring the elbows towards us, remaining with the fists of the hands. And then the exhale is out the mouth, pressing negative energy away and cleansing your aura with stop signs at the hands. Shh, shh, shh. So arms up, lengthen back up to where we were before, and then 3-part inhale through the nose. Shh, shh, shh. So beautiful kriya to cleanse and activate that auric field around you. If you've been around somebody that perhaps has sapped you of your energy, I call them energy vampires. This is a beautiful practice to press that negativity away and to stand in your truth, in your wisdom, and your own beauty and strength. So inhale 3 parts, exhale 3 parts. Shh, shh, shh. 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 Let the Kundalini energy rise within you with positivity and abundance. Last few. Shh, shh, shh. Shh, shh, shh. Arms up nice and long. Chest proud. Fingers wide. Absorb all of that positivity. Now, as some of you know, some of you don't know, I broke my toe last week, so active yoga is not my thing at the moment, but I am going to get us up and doing a couple of standing kriyas and movements. So let's begin to find our way onto all fours, tabletop position. Just going to shift my props out of the way. Those of you streaming on Instagram, the image is a lot smaller because it's in its smaller profile, but nonetheless you can stream this on Facebook and on Instagram, YouTube, where the image is much larger. Let's come into our tabletop position and we'll go through a few rounds of cow and cat, pressing away from the earth. Inhale is the cow spine, and then exhale is the cat spine. I just have to be mindful of my big toe, my second little toe. What am I talking about? My big toe. I broke it on my bed leg. Oh, so painful, and the recovery is taking time. It's amazing to see how when something like that happens, the imbalances in your body very quickly become profoundly aware. So my left leg, I've had funny pains up the side. The knee feels different because I'm favoring my other leg and I'm shifting to walk differently to not feel the pain in the toe. Nice. Now from our tabletop position, let's move through a spinal balance series. So we shift back onto our heels, and then on the inhale, you might know it as bird dog. Your right arm goes forward and your left leg goes back behind you. That's the inhale to lengthen and extend. And then exhale, we tap under the body, placing the hands and knees back down and sit back on our heels. Then inhale lifts us up. It's left arm, right leg. We tap under the body, exhale, and then we return back to our heels. So we'll do 3 on each side. So inhale, lengthen, right arm, left leg, exhale, tap, hand and knee return, we sit back on our heels. Left arm, right leg, inhale, exhale, tap under the body and sit back on our heels. So 2 more each side. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, tap. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, tap. 1 more each side. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, tap. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, tap. Now tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog very momentarily. As I said, I've got a broken toe, so I'm just off that foot for the moment, but I want to walk forward here and find our way into a forward fold. So feet are hip width, find a halfway lift. Now if you need to use your blocks, please place them underneath you to lengthen and extend so the spine is nice and long, the crown of head's forward. And then with our fold, it's going to be more passive. So I encourage you to bend the knees and let yourself just dangle and hang there. It's rather an unusual experience for me not to be in my active yoga positions and flowing, but it's extraordinary how much a little break in your toe can impact so many poses in yoga. Okay, so halfway lift here, inhale, and then I'd like you to step your left foot back into a warrior 2 stance. So I'm just taking my time, windmilling up, hands are on my hips, front foot forward 12 o'clock, back foot parallel. So today's Kundalini practice in this position will be about encouraging us to find that inner warrior. So this is a practice called Arjuna. And so with this, we think about our warrior 2 unfolding so that we have our front arm forward and our back arm behind us. But in this case, I'd like you to create a fist with the front hand, but the thumb points up as though you're gesturing to someone to say yes. That is your guide, that is your aiming point where you want to focus here. And on an inhale, the left arm sweeps forward, catches the bow, draws the bow back and the elbow back behind you, and you then have got yourself in Arjuna, the kriya about breaking through barriers and staying when the things get tough. So with an exhale breath, a little snap of your belly button, and we pulse into the front knee. let go of the bow, let go of the arrow, fire it off on the horizon, and then bring your hands through to your heart space and rotate around onto the long edge of your mat, bringing your feet parallel with the short edges. Hands on your thighs and toe heel the feet in a little closer, firming into the seat of your feet. 3-part breath here. So the arms go out in front of you to shoulder height. Inhale, part 1. Inhale, part 2 out wide. Inhale, 3 parts up to the sky. And then with the 4th, it's this shh out the mouth. So it's shh, 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 shh. I like to think of gathering positivity, 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 releasing negativity. Shh. 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 Last one. Shh. Hands on the fronts of your thighs. Absorb and hold for a breath. And so this time we'll do another practice with 3-part inhale, 3-part exhale this time. And the final part of the practice is I like a little gesture of self-love where you give yourself a hug. So with your feet just a little wider than hip width, lean forward a little, hands facing the ceiling. So go 3 parts inhale, up to the ceiling and lengthen, and then flip the palms with the exhale breath. Shh, shh, shh. And then I cross my body, give my shoulders a cuddle and hug and thank myself for showing up today. And then palms face ceiling. Shh, shh, shh. 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 Last 2. Shh, shh, shh. Last 1. Shh, shh, shh. Hands on the fronts of your thighs. Arms are long and lengthened. Just integrate and absorb all of that. And then from this position, let's step into warrior 2 in the opposite direction in your mat. So for me, it'll be the left foot that points forward. I step my back foot to be parallel with the short edge of the mat, grounding through the anchor points of the hips through to the earth. So that is your Apana Vayu, and Prana Vayu opens you up. So remember, this is Arjuna, the Kriya of Arjuna, the famous archer from the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita. And in this case, he has to face his enemies. But his enemies are his family, his cousins, his gurus, all the people that are important in his life. And he doesn't know what to do. And so he's faced with this idea that, how do I fight this? How do I do this? And this is, of course, a metaphor for all that we have in our mind, all of these conflicting emotions. And his advice from Krishna is, yogis don't like to fight, right? But when we do, we win. So take the hand out, inhale, right arm comes back. We lunge into that front knee, and with breath of fire, we last few, and shoot that arrow off. Come through your heart center, hands at the heart. rotate around and make your way down into a comfortable seat on your mat, taking your props, and let's just take all of that energy from our standing kriyas into a few restorative, down-regulating poses and kriyas. So comfortable seat, hands at Namaskar Mudra, and chin to chest. So it's been extraordinary to notice how much my practice has changed just by the breaking of a small toe. For me, it means that it's very difficult to link my poses in the way that I normally would through what we would call a vinyasa flow and finding more active poses, but that's the universe telling me to slow down and smell the roses. Our final kriya here is, beg your pardon, our final mantra kriya here is about reminding us of the three stages. There is birth, preservation, and death. In order to think about that, we think about creation, continuation, and then destruction. And these are the three stages. And the mantra here, from our heart space, we say Om Namo as we raise the hands up and overhead. And then there's quite a few syllables. It's Na, Ra, Ya, Na, Aya. So Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. So the three stages of life: birth, sustaining, and destruction, reminding us of our impermanence. This vessel with which we navigate the world is breaking down. It's getting old. We will not be here forever. Do not attach yourself to this body, these thoughts, these memories, these emotions. Tap into the deeper hidden wisdom that Kundalini energy allows us to awaken. So let's get back to our mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. You continue this now silently for a few cycles. One more in silence. And the final one, we'll just whisper to one another. Om Namo Narayanaya. And bring your hands through to your heart space. And draw your chin towards your chest. Close down your eyes. And thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for doing your practice, for tuning into the subtle body and recognizing how the energy flows within us, the prana, the life force. And at the beginning of class, I asked you to investigate with that mind's eye awareness how you've arrived, how you feel. Well, for me, there's definitely that sense of warmth that comes from a Kundalini practice. The spine is lengthened. I'm ready to navigate my day with pride and dignity, and from the strength that's cultivated from the wisdom within. Let's seal our practice with an Om. So inhale, prepare, draw positivity in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Hari Om Tat Sat. May you have a wonderful day and greet this beautiful new day in this lovely version of yourself with the Hindi word Namaste. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'll be back online this evening, 8 p.m. Australian time, for a follow-up practice, down regulating the nervous system and preparing for bed. So feel free to join me. I'm on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook Live, all at the same time right now. I've bought myself some new software that allows me to do that, which is incredibly fantastic. I can't believe how technology has revolutionized these kinds of things. So thank you for joining me in my little studio, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now. Thanks for all the love, my TikTok friends. Are very sweet of you. Let me know how you're all going, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.